Hello and welcome to Healthy Moments. This is a show where I digest all the health news so you don't have to. First in the news, ever consider hiccup as a heart attack clue? A 68-year-old New York man went to the hospital because it was day 4 of his seemingly never-ending hiccups. He was a diabetic, had high blood pressure, and was a smoker. An initial chest x-ray showed nothing, but an electrocardiogram showed an irregular heartbeat, and blood tests showed elevated levels of cardiac enzymes. With this information, doctors were able to conclude that a heart attack was imminent. They gave him an unnamed medication and the hiccups went away. The article talks about more common causes of hiccups, so if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. The next article has a very important title, especially since Americans want to head towards a more socialized medical system. It's called How Doctors Do Harm. The first sentence was the one that really got me. Dr. Otis Brawley, Chief Medical Officer of the American Cancer Society, stated that he's amazed by the numbers of healthcare professionals who seemingly reject the scientific method. From my experience, this means that doctors refuse to confirm their diagnoses with tests. The case study that the article brings up is about a 50-year-old woman who had early-stage breast cancer. They ended up giving her high doses of chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant. These procedures nearly killed her. The point of this is that doctors will prescribe overkill treatments that do more harm than good most of the time. Books like these attack the medical education system, and not only that, people who can memorize medical textbooks don't necessarily have skills in logic, rational thinking, or practical applications. To learn more about the scientific method, links in the description below. Next in the news, robots attack. A crab-like robot was developed in Singapore in order to go inside the body and cut away stomach cancer. It not only has a pincer like a crab in order to cut away the cancer, but it also has the ability to coagulate the bleeding. Stomach cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths worldwide. So most diet trends come from some super amazing fruit or vegetable that's supposed to help you lose weight. In reality, it's a very simple formula. Calories in versus calories burned. Researchers gave hundreds of obese people a choice of 1 of 4 diets. Each diet had a different balance of protein, carbs, and fat. But what made them all the same was they were all a 750 calorie deficit per day. What the researchers found was that it was hard to get people to adhere to a strict diet, and the people would make minor adjustments. All in all, in their conclusions, they found that low-fat or low-carb diets, if the calories are the same, don't show any difference in weight loss. Over the course of a couple years, they found that the ratio between fat loss and muscle loss on these diets was 2 to 1. So for every pound of muscle that was lost, people lost 2 pounds of fat. Now, they don't mention about any type of exercise regimen, but I'm sure if people did exercise, they would have lost a little bit less muscle. Lastly, from branded news, a new drug has been approved to treat the root cause of cystic fibrosis. The FDA approved a drug called Calorie from Vertex Pharmaceuticals. This drug will treat a specific rare form of cystic fibrosis. This form of cystic fibrosis is so rare that there's only 1,200 Americans who qualify for use of this drug. Just so you understand how rare this form of cystic fibrosis is, that 1,200 Americans is only 4% of all of the Americans who suffer from cystic fibrosis. The drug is approved for children 6 and up, but they are about to start a study in order to see if they can make it available to children 2 years old and up. New drugs usually stay high profile over the first couple of years, and I'll let you know if any major side effects are found or whether the drug is recalled. Quickly before I sign off, the featured article of the week on my website was written by me, and it's about foot cramps. Now, as I do a lot more running and a lot more cardio and spend a lot more time on my feet doing athletic things, I started developing foot cramps that would present themselves mainly at night and later on at any point in time. This article talks about the different home remedies that have worked for me, everything from potassium, magnesium supplements to salt baths. So definitely check it out if this has been a problem for you. That's all for this week. Please join the discussions going on my Facebook and Twitter. And don't be a stranger. Please subscribe. I'll see you next time.